Welcome to the course of Electromagnetics, Unit 1, Lecture 19. Okay. In this lecture, we will obtain the relationship between the electric field and electric potential. The relationship between E and V. The electric field and electric potential or in general potential. Okay. So we have been moved a point charge from A to B in electric field. A to B in an electric field and which is given by VAB. Okay. And if we reversely moving this point charge from B to B in any path, okay, in any way, the path may be different, okay, A to B and B to A. This operation is done in electric field. It is done in electric field. Moving a point charge from A to B, which will be inverse of moving a point charge from B to A. So the potential difference are reverse to each other. If it is of 2 volts, it will be of minus 2 volts. So if I bring this minus VAB this side, VAB plus VBA, which is equal to 0. So what is the resultant potential? Moving a point charge from A to B and from B to A is 0. The resultant potential is 0. Means the work done moving a point charge over a closed path in electric field is 0. Okay. So the net work done in moving a point charge over a closed path, okay, over a closed path in electric field is 0. Okay. So this also been represented as integration of over a closed path E bar into dl equal to 0 because VAB is written as from A to B, okay. So this is E bar into dl minus, okay, and which is equal to minus of integration of minus of BA, that is B to A E bar into dl, okay. Taking this term this side, so we will be getting over a close from A to B and B to A, which is given by over a closed path E bar into dl equal to 0. Okay. So the work done over a closed path means bringing a point charge from A to B and from B to A in electric field is 0. Okay. This is equation 1. So we have already discussed about the Stokes theorem, right? What the Stokes theorem says? The Stokes theorem which used to convert the line integral into the surface integral, right? The work done in a closed path means over a line integral which is equal to, means over a line integral of E bar into dl is equal to the surface integral of curl of E bar into ds from the Stokes theorem. So I can write this as in this way. So integration of E bar into dl over a line can be given as or represented as surface integral of curl of E bar into ds equal to 0. So curl of E bar into ds has become 0. Means the product of two terms is 0. Means either this term or this term must be 0. This is a differential surface. This cannot be a 0. So let this can be 0. So from this one we can write curl of E bar equal to 0. Okay. So curl of E bar equal to 0. Let this is equation 2. The equation 1 and 2 are called as a Maxwell's equations. The equation 1 and equation 2 are called as a Maxwell equations. Now we'll go in detail to obtain the relationship between E and V. Okay. As we defined, V is given by integration of E bar into dl. Okay. Let us take this integral on this side, means I am differentiating on both sides. dV is given by minus E bar EZ, AZ in Cartesian. And what is a DL? Full form in a Cartesian. So I can write the DL as dx AX, dy AY plus dz AZ. Okay. Now dV is given by dot product of these two terms, EX with dx, EY with dy, EZ with dz. So here is a minus sign. I can write as a minus EX dx minus EY dy minus EZ dz. Okay. Now, so we can, by using the calculus of multivariables, we can represent the dV as dou v by dou x into dx plus dou v by dou y into dy, dou v by dou z into dz. Okay. By using the calculus of multivariables, we can represent the dV as in this one. So if we compare this side, because this is on right side, this is on left side. If we compare these two, dx term and dy and dz and dz. So from this, I can write as dou v by dou x as Ex, that is minus Ex, dou v by dou y is equal to minus Ey, dou v by dou z as minus z. So dou v by dou x can be written as minus Ex, dou v by dou y can be written as minus Ey, and dou v by dou z can be written as minus Ez. Okay. Let us summarize all these terms together. I can write as E is equal to electric field is given by, so which is equal to the summation of all these terms, right? Summation of all these terms, which is something that minus of gradient of V. So what is electric field? Electric field is given by minus of gradient of V. So our topic is to obtain the relationship between E and V. So what we obtain E bar as, which is equal to minus gradient of V. Okay, here the minus sign indicates that E bar is given by minus del into V or gradient of V. Where here minus sign indicates that the electric field decreases with the increment of voltage, or the voltage decreases with the increase of electric field. Means one will be increasing, one will be decreasing. If we have a very strong electric field, we will have a weak potential, and if we have a very strong potential, means there will be a weak electric field. Okay. So E bar is given by minus del into V. Now what we will do? We will take some numericals by using this relation E bar is equal to minus del into. We will take one numerical on the relationship between the electric field and electric potential. So the example given as the electric potential V as 10 by r square sin theta cos phi. Since it is a scalar quantity, no unit vector being appended, but it has been defined in terms of r, theta and phi, means in a spherical coordinating system. We are supposed to find out electric flux density d bar at given coordinates. Okay. So how we can find the electric flux density? Once we find the electric field E bar, by using the relationship between E bar and D bar, we can obtain D bar. And also we have to calculate the work done in moving a point charge of this 10 microcoulomb from A to B. Okay. Now let us solve this one. The first part, as V is given in a spherical coordinating system. Okay. So V as given as time raised to, because the coordinates are r, theta and in terms of phi, so it is given in a spherical coordinating system. So electric field E bar is given by, what is the relationship between electric field and potential? E bar is given by minus gradient of V, right? So E bar is given by gradient of V in spherical minus of dou V by dou R into AR and 1 by R into dou V by dou theta into A theta plus 1 by R sin theta into dou V by dou phi into Okay, just replace by V. Okay, minus, I am taking the minus inside. 1 by R dou by dou theta into, what is the V is? V is 10 by R square sin theta cos phi into the A theta. Taking minus inside, this is minus 1 by R sin theta dou by dou phi of V, what the V is? 10 by R square sin theta cos phi into A phi. Okay, we just substituted the value of V. Let us simplify. E bar is given by, here we are supposed to differentiate with respect to R. So except the R, remaining all terms are treated as a constant terms. Okay, taking all the remaining terms out of this differential term, this is minus 10, okay, sin theta cos phi, all the constants, and what is left? It is R square, means 1 by R square. What is the differentiation of 1 by R square is minus 2 by R power 3, the differentiation of 1 by R square. AR as it is. Okay, minus 1 by R into, in this one we are supposed to differentiate with respect to theta, so remaining terms are treated as a constant taken out of this differential term. So this is 10 by R square and cos phi is also taken outside. Now left is differentiation of the sin theta with respect to theta, which is nothing but cos theta, okay, into A theta minus 1 by R sin theta. Okay, so here we have to differentiate with respect to phi. Take all the remaining terms as a constant to take out of this differential term. So it is 10 by R square into sin theta. Differentiation of a cos phi with respect to phi is nothing but minus sin phi into. Okay, so we are supposed to find out electric field or flux density are the given coordinates. What the given coordinates are? 2, pi by 2 and 0. Okay, so E bar at 2, pi by 2 and 0 means this is R, this is theta and this is phi. Okay, so let us substitute the remaining terms here. 10 into sin theta, theta is pi by 2, so pi by 2 is 1, and cos phi means cos 0, it is again 1, okay, minus 2 by, here already minus is there, so this minus will be plus 2 by R cube, R is nothing but 2 cube is nothing but 8, okay, this is minus 1 by R, 1 by R power 3, here also R square is there, 1 by R power 3, R value is 2, this is 2 power 3, this is 10, okay, then numerator, this is 10, numerator, cos phi is nothing but cos 0, it is 1 only, and cos theta is pi by 2, cos pi by 2 is 0, so the second term will become 0. Here we have AR. Okay, the second term has become 0. In the last case, here all the sine terms are there. So once theta should be replaced by pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is 1 only. But here we have a sin phi is 0. So that this term is also becoming 0. So what we obtained, we have got is, this is 20 by 8 AR. So if you get cancelled, this is 1. This is 4 times, this is 2 and this is 5 by 2. So this is 5 by 2 ER. What is this one? This is an electric field at this given coordinates. But we need the electric flux density D bar, which is nothing but epsilon naught into E bar, right? So this is epsilon naught is nothing but 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 into E bar is supposed to find out the electric flux density D bar, which is nothing but epsilon naught into E bar. free space which is given as 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12, and what the E bar is 20 by 8 AR. After simplifying this one, this is 10 raised to minus 12. Simplifying this one, you will be getting as 22.1 pico. So what is the unit for flux density? Coulomb per meter square. Pico coulomb per meter square. That is a D bar. This is about the first part. We are supposed to find the electric flux density at the given coordinates. What is the second part? The work done in moving this charge from this point to that point, means point A to the point B, and for the point A the coordinates are given and for the point B also. Okay, I'll erase this one and I'll solve the second part. Okay, is it clear? So what we did? We wrote the del operator in a spherical coordinating system as the coordinates of V is given by r, theta and phi, which is in a spherical coordinating system. We just wrote the del, okay, and it is a gradient operator we just applied, and in the place of V we have been replaced the V value, given V value. Okay, later we did the differentiation with respect to the differential terms, like with respect to r here, with respect to theta here, and with respect to phi here. Then we simplified and substituted the values of r, theta and phi as 2, pi by 2 and 0. Okay. Now we will move on to the second part. Okay. So what is the second part is, we as it is calculate the work done in moving this charge. Okay. The work done is given by, already we have seen the derivation of electric potential, which is given by minus q into integral of V into F into dl, E into dl. Okay. This is from the point A to point B. Okay. So the work done, which is given by integration of E bar into dl, we know electric potential, that is work done per charge. So Q into, what is this one? This is a potential difference, which is nothing but VAB. Okay. So work done to move a point charge from the given two points A and B, Q into, what is the potential difference is VB to the VA. Okay. So V is already given this one. So the work done to move this point charge of 10 microcoulombs, this is minus 10 into microcoulombs, 10 power minus 6 into, what is going to be VB? VB is nothing but V at a point B, and VA is nothing but V at a point A. Okay, which is nothing but minus 10 raised to minus 6. Okay, what is the V? V is given here, 10 by r square sin theta cos phi. This is to be at B. What the B coordinates are? 4, 90 and 60. 4, 90, 60. Okay. This is VB minus VA, means potential at A. Potential is 10 by r square sin theta cos phi at A. At A, what the A coordinates are? 1, 38, 120. Okay, this is VB minus VA. Okay, the work done by substituting R as a 4 and sin theta as a 90 and cos phi as 60, and here again the R as 1, sin theta as a sin 30 and cos as a cos 120. Substituting all those values and simplifying, you will be getting the answer as 28.125. The unit for work done is nothing but joules. Okay, the unit for the work is nothing but joules. You will be getting this many joules of required to move the point charge from this point to that point. Okay. With this, we have concluded the unit 1, the electrostatics 1. In this unit, we have discussed about the electric field in a free space. Free space means where there is no material space. Okay. Free of material space. In next class, we will start the unit 2, that is electrostatics 2, where we are going to study about what is the electric field in material space. So before going for the material space, we will study about what are the different types of materials are available. Then